Hi everybody, welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're all safe and well. Today I'm with Susanne Groedl, who's the event director for Analytica at Messe Muenchen. And we're going to be talking about Analytica Virtual, which if you don't know by now is next week and starts on the 19th and runs all the way through to the 23rd of October. So, hi Susanne, how are you?
Hi everyone, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very
well. It's a pleasure for me to having the opportunity to have an interview with you. Thank you on behalf of Messe München as well. Thanks.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so. So I know you're very, very busy trying to get everything ready for next week's event. So, so I appreciate taking the time out to talk to me today. So, but before we start talking about the wonders of Analytica Virtual next week and what visitors can expect from the show, for those people not familiar with Analytica, and I'm sure there are still some people who aren't familiar with Analytica, can you give us a quick overview of the event and your role within the show?
So in regular times, let's start before the digital event. In regular times, Analytica show in Munich is the largest worldwide for the laboratory analysis and biotech branch. So we are not only based in Munich as well as in China, in Vietnam, and in South Africa. And when we realized that we cannot run the show in Munich, we decided to set up a digital event. And the concept of the digital event is quite similar to the on-site events. So what the visitors and you can expect from the show is that we are going to have exhibitors who show their latest innovations and products. On the next slide, we are going to have a conference focusing on the scientific visitors. And in the third part, we are going to have a kind of supporting program, for example, for digitization into the laboratory.
That's really interesting. And what's your role within the show itself?
My role, I'm the exhibition director of Analytica. So me and my team, we are a tiny little team. We run the show, so we're setting up the concept, and we also set up, together with my colleague Mareile Kestner, we set up the strategy for all the Analytica shows in Munich, and together with the other shows abroad, also the concept for the Analytica network worldwide.
Fantastic. Now, as you said, Analytica was originally due to run this April, and it was postponed to October because of the pandemic. And then obviously now you decided to move it to a virtual show. So why did you decide to move to virtual in the first place? Because I know obviously you moved from April to October with the plans to make it still live. So why did you switch over to virtual? And when did you make that decision?
Yeah. In the very beginning, in April, we, in coordination with our advisory board, we shifted the show to October, and then in early summertime, let's say May and June, we got very positive feedback from the exhibitors. They were interested in the show in October, but then, you know better than me, the pandemic increased worldwide, especially in the US, and it also started, the numbers started to increase in the European region. And suddenly we also received from international partners, from European partners, from associations, and also from our clients, from the exhibitors, we got the information that for in the very important key and core markets, the visitors are not allowed to travel. So they won't be able to attend the show. And then we thought about, does it make sense to run a show with only a couple of hundreds or a couple of thousand visitors when you are the leading show in the world? And is it worth also for the exhibitors? They are expecting international visitors. They expecting more than 30,000 visitors. And so we decided, no, it does not make sense. And we were not able to run the show. And we decided to cancel it and to set up an additional digital event. And this is Analytica Virtual.
Right. So as they say in English, you pivoted from live to virtual. The pivot has become such a popular word for event companies. So what was the feedback from exhibitors when you did pivot from live to virtual then? What's been the feedback from exhibitors to the virtual event?
For the virtual event, we got all in all positive feedback, because the thing is that in the even years when Analytica is taking place, our manufacturers are used to get high quality leads. And if you cancel a show, they do not have any high quality leads anymore. So they were looking for alternatives, yeah. And this is where we came up. We created a tool to generate new sales leads, and also to give all the exhibitors the opportunity to generate the leads they have missed because of the cancellation of the live show.
Fantastic. Well, look, in terms of the event itself now, the virtual event, have you had to drop any features that you were going to have at the live show? And have you added new features to the virtual event?
The thing is that indeed we had to drop some live events. So at Analytica, for example, we have a very interesting live event which is called Live Lab. And in this live lab in the show, we also set up a laboratory bench where the exhibitors show their applications from the very beginning, from sample preparation through analysis until the results. And this is a live interacting event. So the visitors are used to enter to the bench. They start using a pipette. They start touching all the devices. So, and it's a live event that need to be interactive. And this is something that you cannot copy into the digital world. And this is something we had to, unfortunately, we had to drop.
Right. But have you, you mentioned you've got the digitalization of the lab as part of the virtual event. So that's new, isn't it, for this show?
That's new. We have set up, we wanted to do that for the live show as well. And this is something that we have shifted into the digital world. We will also provide 8, let's say, workflow islands where you can see the latest developments on digitization in the laboratory that makes, for example, work easier, faster, and also safer. And this is something which worked very well, the shift from the live event into the digital event. I mean, it has to, because otherwise it wouldn't be a digital event anymore.
That's very true. And so this year, obviously, now you have gone virtual. It's actually free to attend Analytica, so which is fantastic for me because then I can get a free ticket. Now, do you think this will encourage more visitors to come than the live event? And also, what else have you been doing and are you doing to market to visitors and drive visitors to the show?
I mean, the challenge is, if we look at the live event with 35,000 visitors, to set up a show and to gain for the first time ever in the premiere 35,000 visitors, that's very challenging.
Sure.
So we are working on that. And in the past, we did a lot of online promotion. We've been working together with our online and media partners, not only in Germany, but as well as in Europe and worldwide. So we are using the social media, and hopefully you are giving us your support as well.
Sure.
And what we also do during the show is that we send out a daily newsletter.
Right.
So with the latest highlights that happened the last day, and also give a preview about the highlights which are coming up for the next day. But what I think what's very important for us, and I think this is an advantage of the Analytica virtual, is we can reach now people from all over the world 24 hours in all different regions on all continents. And if you look at our on-site show, it opens at 9 o'clock in the morning and it ends at 7 o'clock. And with this digital platform, we are able to get in touch with the people worldwide 24 hours. And the program, the conference program, the supporting program will be repeated 3 times a day to make sure that the people from the US, from Asia, and from Europe can get the information every day and every night time, whenever they want to.
Fantastic. Well, it looks like quite an extensive program. So now talking about the actual booths and the exhibitors as well, you know, I've had the pleasure to attend lots of virtual events recently. I mean, last week I was at 7, so I've been going to a lot of virtual shows, and I know that the platform is so important to encourage engagement between the visitor and the exhibitor. I mean, particularly when you're looking at a show like Analytica, when it is really all about the interaction at the booth. So what have you done, or why would people find it easier to attend your show and interact with the exhibitors?
I mean, it's not that easy to get in touch, get in personal touch via digital format. That's always challenging. But what have we done? We set up interactivity tools. For example, if you're a visitor and you want to get in touch with the staff of a booth on Analytica Virtual, you have 2 possibilities. You can open an interaction by texting, or you get in touch with each other by using a video chat. Like you and me, we are talking via video chat, and this is possible at Analytica Virtual as well.
That's fantastic. Because I have to say, that's been one of the biggest criticisms I've had from a lot of exhibitors and visitors, is it's so difficult to engage. And I know Lumitos are working with you guys to put the platform together, and I did use it for Virtual Process Show, and it was very easy to use, I have to say, from a visitor's point of view, to engage with the exhibitors. So that is a very good positive for it. So looking ahead now, I mean, will there be a regular Analytica again? And if so, what form do you think it's going to take?
For sure, it's going to be a regular Analytica again. I think if you look at the Analytica shows or other shows, shows are platforms from people for people. So people love to socialize, they love to interact, they love to start networking. And if I think about Analytica 2018, when I think back, going through the halls, there were so many people sitting at the table, talking to each other, drinking an excellent Bavarian beer. Yeah. And this is something which is only possible at an on-site event. Yeah. And this is why we strongly believe that the on-site events will be there in 2022 again. But on the other side is the experiences we've made in the past months with the digitization. You and me, we are talking via video chat. In former days, we might have set up a personal meeting. And I think the world has changed. And I think we have to set up different concepts. So we will still rely on the on-site Analytica. But I think it's my personal opinion that we have to have a kind of additional digital solution as well.
So more of a hybrid event then. So you'll have maybe a virtual event running alongside the live event.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so that really is all I have got time for now. I know you're very busy, so I'm not going to stop you from going back to sorting out the show for next week. So all I want to say is thank you very much. If you haven't registered for Analytica, why not? It's free. And there is a link above this video that you can register, and it's very, very easy to do so. So if you haven't registered yet, you can click on the link and register now. All that's left for me is say, Susanne, is thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me today. I know it's very, very busy. I know what it's like running a big show, and it's a nightmare trying to get everything done beforehand. So I will leave you to that. I would hope you'll find that useful. If you've got any questions for Susanne, because you are thinking of visiting, or you're an exhibitor, then by all means leave a message on the comments below the video. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer them as well. But all that's definitely says thank you very much, Susanne. Good luck with the show, and thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. And as always, stay well and stay safe. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.